By now you must have heard or possibly even seen a video slandering and speaking ill of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. You've probably also heard about the subsequent riots, damage to property, and even killing of innocent civilians that occurred as well. I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk about how to react and how to respond and really understand what's going on and how to internalize both of these events. I want to first tell you a little story from the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, that might help put things in a little bit better perspective. There's a narrated incident. I'm going to tell you a summarized version of the story. Feel free to go and research and find out more details. But the Prophet, peace be upon him, had a business deal with someone where he had promised them to pay that person back by a certain date. That individual came to the Prophet Muhammad before that date, so before the money was actually due, and the narration says that he came and he was very disrespectful, he was very aggressive, and he even physically confronted the Prophet, peace be upon him. He got physical with him by grabbing him by his shirt from here. Some of the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, some of the Muslims, the followers, were extremely offended by this man's behavior, and one of them even threatened to commit violence or physically confront this person. The Prophet, peace be upon him, told his followers to relax, to calm down, to be intelligent, to be sober. And he actually told that one person who had threatened this individual that that's not what you should have done. Rather, what you should have done in that situation was advise that person to ask respectfully, properly for his money, and advise me to pay him properly and promptly. And then the narration goes on to say he actually sent that same person to go and arrange for the payment to this man, and in fact told him to also get him an extra gift on top of that to help make up for threatening him and trying to get physical with him. That's the example of our Prophet, peace be upon him. When he was disrespected, when he was slandered, when he was confronted, and even somebody got physical with him, that's how he responded. The question you and I have to ask ourselves, and I urge everyone to really reflect on this and think on this, is why would we do any differently? Why would we behave any different? Why would we do anything aside from what he had done, how he had handled the situation? If we truly claim to love him and we respect him and admire him and look up to him, then we need to act like him and we need to try to be like him as much as possible. To close out my message here, the journey to Ta'if, it's a very interesting story. I advise everyone to check it out. But he journeyed to this major city to tell people about Islam. They rejected him, refused him, slandered him, and even stoned him till he bled. When he had the opportunity to pray against these people, he chose to pray for them. Not against them, but for them. He prayed for their guidance, and he asked God not to punish them. Not only did they later on become Muslim, but they embraced that same character of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So much so that after the passing of the Prophet ﷺ, many of the Arab tribes were leaving Islam and were confused about what to do at that time. The narration actually tells us in Sahih Bukhari that the people of Medina, the people of Mecca, and the people of Ta'if never shook from their Islam. Those same people who abused him, but he prayed for them. Instead of retaliating against them, they ended up becoming not only believers, but their faith and their belief was unshakable. So let's try to reflect on this and think on this and try to understand this situation. When Allah defended the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the beginning of surah number 68, مَا أَنْتَ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ مِن مَجْنُونَ وَإِنَّ لَكَ لَأَجْرًا غَيْرَ مَمْنُونَ. God defended him, said, you're not crazy, you haven't lost your mind, you're not insane. And then he reminded him, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. You have great character. Let's all try to be people of great character. I thank you very much for watching this video. I pray and I hope that we all are able to develop our proper understanding of Islam and learn to handle these situations properly. Thank you very much for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace be unto you.